Hi guys, welcome to another episode. In this episode I want to make something I call a welding board, like a cutting board but just for welding. So far I was welding on an OSB or a plywood, which are not the best for this purpose, but also in my garage I have to change layout very often, so I can't have a proper welding table here. They are heavy and durable and great, but the disadvantage is that they are very difficult to relocate. So that's why for my purpose I figured out that the welding board could be good enough, I think. How I would like to make it. First, it has to be as durable as possible and also as light as possible, because here I have my movable bench and I need to be able to put that board on the top of it and do welding. Here I have welding blanket, so that protects that workbench. So I have 6 centimeter, 5 millimeter thickness, 50 centimeters length, and they will be grouped in a organized in 3 groups. A group of 2. On the middle there will be a group of 3. And that piece of wood is a little bit too small, but I think that you got the idea. And there will be like this group of 2. Gaps here will be bigger, because in the edges I have 4 centimeters height and 4 millimeters thickness pieces that I would like to, let's say that it is upside down. So the thing is that I would like to weld it in this way, and the same on the opposite. Yeah. So let's remove those 2, because I think the idea is clear. So the distance between groups will be more or less like this, and that would allow me to use my clamps, for example like this one. Yeah, so I will have a space to use regular clamps for welding. But because welding produces a lot of heat, and the 5 millimeters, that sounds as a thick piece of steel, but it's pretty thin. I've had to figure out how to reinforce the whole structure, but also do not increase weight too much, because I have to be able to lift this. So I took this 4 centimeter steel, and there will be a trick from the cheap wheelbarrows, where they take a very thin piece of steel, they fold it, so it makes the whole structure more durable. So let's assume that this is still upside down. So in these small gaps here in the middle, I will weld this 4 centimeters like this, and on the edges I have 2 centimeters, and they will be welded like this. Yeah, and there will be this second group. And here, of course, I will have those 4 centimeters like this. So there will be a kind of grid it will be kind of 4 centimeters thickness of steel. There also will be kind of radiators to distribute the heat, and it's quite heavy, but not that much that I cannot carry or anything like this. And I will be able to clamp my welding machine to this, and I will be able to do some welds on it. It will be like a 50 by 50 centimeters, not very big, not for the huge projects, but I can stabilize elements outside of this welding board and still use it. Yeah, and still use it. I think that it will work. So I need to prepare this for welding, do some welds, then some tests, and I will show you how it works. Welding board is done. I was already welding on it. I mean, it's mostly done. Yeah, there are some gaps to fill in, but the main frame is done. I was doing some welds to give you some first impression, let's say, and it's a game changer, really. I was welding my rocket stove on it. I was start welding a coffee table, and it works pretty smooth. Those gaps perfectly fits for my clamps, so I can just clamp items. It is the weight of it is good enough to clamp items, and they will not lift it, but also I can still carry it. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it perfectly flat because that's I'm beginner in a welding, and welding is not only about the making joints, but also about preparing elements, setting up them, making everything straight. So welds are just one of the elements. Sorry. So how it works? Here I have my mass cable that I can very easily detach. Here I have a clamp. It is also another type of clamping in welding, but I use this as only for as an extension to be able to clamp my regular clamp. And as I said, there are two bars on the middle and two smaller bars on the sides. And there's the main stand. Yeah, it is just tucked in a few places. One day I will add some more, but so far it's okay. It doesn't overheat because the purpose of this is when you do welding, steel tends to rotate, to change its flatness, let's say. But because I didn't make it perfectly flat, and sometimes we need this, I have my old scrap of granite. Like this one. So I can put it here. Here I know it is perfectly flat. Granite is very durable, resistant for heat. I got it for free. And we use this mostly for windseals, and the thickness version for tombstone. But that small piece is like a more or less 30 by 30 centimeters. There's some irregularity on that side, but overall it works fine. When I do welds like this, of course my welding board doesn't work, yeah, because there's isolation. Let's say like this. But what I do in this situation, let's say I would like to weld these two elements. Yeah, so I can do this like this. And here I have my scrap when I was which I was prepared testing my skills. So here I can just stamp, touch, and for tacking it's a good enough. Here on that side, wherever works for me. Yeah, because this is a piece of steel, it transfers power, so it works extremely good. And because it is off center, sometimes I need to make it like this, so it stands pushing to the element to make a little bit better connection. So these elements for another project, but the whole board is really great. The next version I would make exactly the same, I think. So thanks for watching and keep up the good work. See you next time.